Hi, my name is Zuhair Jardak. This is a short clip explaining the letter of Paul to the Hebrews. We're up to chapter 4. Therefore, since a promise remains of entering his rest, so the promise is still available through the grace, the time of grace, let us fear, lest any of you seem to have come short of it. Because in case someone is still reluctant to make a decision. For indeed, the gospel was preached to us as well as to them. He's talking about those people, the people of Korah, who rebelled against Moses, and they didn't trust God that he can save them to the end. But the word which they heard did not profit them, not being mixed with the faith in those who heard it. Because when they heard the word, they did not trust God. That's why God did not give them the belief they need to be saved. For we who have believed do not enter that rest, as he has said. For we who have believed do enter that rest, as he has said, so I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter my rest. Those people were examples for the people of this time and all that time of grace after Jesus was crucified, and even when Jesus was here on earth doing miracles and tried to save all the people. But here it says God was angry, and he said, I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter my rest. Now, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world, because God completed all his plan of salvation from the beginning. In 6 days he completed everything, and he rested in the 7th day from his work. For he has spoken in a certain place of the 7th day in this way, and God rested on the 7th day from all his works. And again in this place they say, they shall not enter my rest. So those people, they had no hope to enter because they didn't trust God. Since therefore it remains that some must enter it, and those to whom it was first preached did not enter because of disobedience. The disobedience or rebellion and not trusting God that he can make things from nothing. Again he designates a certain day, saying in David, today after such a long time as it has been said. Now here we're talking about the blessing through Jesus, who was from David, of course by name, is not, he didn't have the same body as our body, which has a sinning DNA. No, is a miraculous body. And he said, today if you will hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Today, now, we should not harden our heart. We should trust God that he can save us and bring us out or free us from the curse of the law and forgive our sin. For if Joshua had given them rest, then he would not afterward have spoken of another day. Joshua didn't give them rest. God helped Joshua to get all the land for the Jewish, but they worship idols and they didn't glorify the Lord. That's why they didn't have that rest. There remains therefore a rest for the people of God. So there is still time to have a rest by believing in God and Jesus. For he who has entered his rest has himself also ceased from his work as God did from his. The people before, in chapter 3, people were scared because of the law and because of their sins. They were worried how they're going to get saved. They lived their life under fear, in fear. But now we can have rest. Let us therefore be diligent to enter that rest. Lest anyone fall after the same example of disobedience. Because that's written for us as lessons to teach us. For the word of God is living and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the division of soul and spirit and of joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. The Word of God is a living one. The Word of God can save. The Word of God can examine the heart and the thoughts and the intents of the human being. If God can see any intention of the human being to gain this faith, which is from God, not from us, and the person trusts God, God will save him, because the Word of God can go through the whole psychological system of the human being to find if there's any desire to be saved. Then God will work miraculously and save the person. And there is no creature hidden from his sight, but all things are naked and open to the eyes of him to whom we must give account. God sees everything. He sees the heart, he sees the thoughts, he sees everything. So if we trust him sincerely, he will save us. Seeing then that we have a great high priest, that's Jesus, who has passed through the heavens, because he risen to heaven, sat on the right hand of the Father, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold fast our confession. That means let us confess that we are, confess that Jesus is our high priest, the only priest who can save us. For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weakness, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. He was tempted, but because he's pure, he didn't have any sin. Finally, let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. So we need the salvation. We trust God. We can go straight without any other way to any other people to ask, not even people like saints or leaders, whatever. We go straight to the throne of God and to get mercy and grace if we really think we need it. All depend on our decision, then God can intervene and save us. Amen.